Hi, this is Crystal, and today we have Kai, Guama Product Manager, here with us. He'll be sharing with us on how Guama can help your business to build long-term engagement through gamification. So, hi, Kai, how are
Hi,
you?
Crystal. Hi, everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about how gamification can help, build long-term engagement with any of your products. Yes.
Wow, thank you. So, I believe you're ready. so,
Yes.
so what is gamification in your opinion, and how does it relate to building long-term engagement?
So basically, gamification is like applying the methods that's been used inside the game element to actually, and integrate them into the real world application by making things more interesting. So basically, it's sort of like rewarding and like tapping into the user's intrinsic and extrinsic values and keep them engaged, right? So like by tapping into the people's natural inclination for like competition, like achievements and rewards, they can actually help motivate users to stick around longer period of time and keep them engaged. Yeah.
Wow, so many uh, deep words.
It's quite a mouthful. Yes, yes. That's just
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so moving on, how can gamification help business or platform to build long-term engagement with their users?
Okay, so when tapping into users like values, like into their natural inclinations, we can create a sense of achievement and progression. So basically, if you just play a game, it's not that
Mhm.
interesting. It becomes repetitive in the long run, right? So what we actually do is we kind of like use like methods and strategies like achievement and progression that can encourage users to keep coming in daily or engage on a regular basis. So in on top of that, if we offer rewards, it kind of like motivates the users, right? So this way, with business that are able to interact with the people's like natural inclination, they can keep users engaged over long periods of time. Yeah.
Mm. May I ask if you do gather feedback to determine what are the rewards?
Yes, we do. We actually there are two ways of getting these types of feedback, right? One, of course, is by a gamify survey. I call it gamify survey because you do survey, but unlike the traditional surveys, right? You get kind of like rewarded out of it, for it, and it's much a little bit more fun, and it kind of like gives user a bit more like uh, incentivize things to like actually participate in that, right? So that's one way to do it, and the other way is to, of course, using data analysis that's been like integrated into any many of our like strategies and like gamification features. We're able to like gather data on user behavior. That way we can understand what type of games or even rewards or that they enjoy. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much for sharing. So next, can you provide a little bit of examples of successful gamification implementation that have led to long-term engagement?
Okay, so I would say an example would be a successful gamification that we have implanted is for our tournament platform with Gcash in Philippines back in 2022. So we've basically acquired almost all of the users organically, and we've kind of like achieved about a million unique players. It's been a year, and we've achieved about a million unique players to date, with about like 23 millions, about like 23 millions gameplays achieved. That's to be honest quite a lot, right?
Yes.
And the players play about like 96 hours. Although we offer small games and hyper casual games that have quick session, we actually see that they've been playing for more than like 2 to 3 hours because they're highly engaged, and we achieve about like an average of like 96 hours monthly game time. Yeah.
That's
And
a very
other,
good news.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, that's mind blowing because like what we offer is like very hyper casual, right? And uh, other areas that I could think of where gamification might exceed is especially in uh, applications like fitness app, right, where they can reward user for completing daily workouts, and also other loyalty programs where they can offer points for purchases. And it also helps with educational platforms to reward the students through tracking and tracking of the learning process and like rewarding them. Yeah.
Wow, I learned so much from you. All right. So I believe our viewers will be very interested to know what other strategies can business use to ensure gamification remain effective in the long run. Could you share with us?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Uh, the important thing is that when it comes to games, people tend to have a very short span of like interest. So it is very important that we keep things interesting and fresh for the user. So that's one of the most important things that I've noticed and experienced. So we kind of have to regularly update and introduce new things, whether it be in the form of like new challenges or new content or even new types of reward, right? What we need to do is we need to keep things fresh in order to keep users engaged. Now, that's one part, but understanding what user actually needs is also an important aspect to like ensuring that the we're using the right gamification tool effectively to make the user much to make the process much more like productive. Yeah.
Mm. May I
Yeah.
check, like, as if what is the best duration to keep switching things up or introduce new, maybe rewards?
Mhm, mhm.
What
So
are the good
it
timelines?
actually depends from market to market, but
Ah,
what I've seen is, but usually around average, I would say across most market is that we tend to switch things up on a weekly basis. So it depends on like the type of changes that we introduce, right? For example, if it's a big feature, we try to do it on a monthly basis. A big feature like a tool, for example, a new feature or a new gamification method, we try to switch it up every monthly. But in terms of keeping content fresh, we try to do it on a weekly basis. That's like changing a new game, introducing a new game, or some sort of like a new event to keep things user motivated and interested. Yeah.
wow, that's very tedious to be a developer.
Yes. Yes, of course. So we try to. So it also helps that we have our own in-game development team, as well as very experienced like team members to actually help strategize these that are working around the clock. Yeah.
Okay, nice, thank you. So I'm wondering, how does social interaction play a role in gamification?
So, by nature, human beings are social creatures, right? So it is important to get. I mean, it's. I mean, it's more fun to play games with your friends than alone, right? As the saying goes. So it is important to include social aspect in terms of gamification. So that means like you need that would involve like, even if it's like learning a lesson, it's like in a classroom, it's much fun to study with other people. So we try to put in strategies that emphasize on like social aspect with gamification tools, such as like sharing your high score, or actually even co-op playing to achieve something big, right? These types of things are things that I find that it would attract, like motivate users much more. Yeah.
Hmm, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share with us like what are some of the challenges that business might face when implementing gamification for long-term engagement, and how do they overcome them?
Okay. So when people talk about gamification, like they think that it's all about points, badges, and leaderboard. But gamification is more than that. And the challenge with a lot of business is that they think it's all just points and leaderboard. They think that just including these type of like method is just gonna straight up improve their like KPIs and metrics. But the thing is that the thing about gamification is that it's all about balance. So it is important that we need to find the perfect balance, which means that we can't always just rely on rewarding the users. It even like we need to avoid these sort of like over reliance on rewards to prevent like players burnout and also the business burnout. It is important that in addition to like to keeping things fresh, we need to understand the content that attracts the user. So it has to be meaningful when it comes to gamification. It's not just like switching things on, right? You need to understand the user. You need to understand their behavior, and you need to provide what they need instead of what you guys want, right? And that means like we need to put in more thoughts into the types of rewards or even the updates that we do or even the tools that we use, and design a thoughtful game design can, I think, help overcome these challenges. So yeah, that's just my personal experience. Yeah.
I have to agree that we shouldn't use reward like as a main driving goal
Yeah.
because it attract the
Yeah.
wrong people.
Yeah. So sometimes it's more than just rewards, because sometimes people are looking for more like a better calling. So things like most people sometimes they just want to do good things, which is why we have sort of like a gamification tool where players can actually play to have fun, but at the same time help other people. We call this like gaming for good, where like for example, like once they have participated in a tournament or achieve a level, they get a chance to donate something, and then like every time they level up, they get it's automatically donated some sort of like to a charitable event, right? So these are the things that can be meaningful in terms of like just playing games, but also helping make our like society better. I know that these are big words, but small things actually kind of lead up to big things in future. So yeah.
Great, thank you. So I think there are so many different industry in the whole wide world, right? I'm wondering if gamification can be applied to industry beyond gaming. If so, how can it contribute to long-term engagement for this industry?
So yes, definitely gamification can be applied to a lot of different industries. It's been done for quite nearly a decade now. I mean, even the most basic stuff like, just the having like, like when we were young, applying a sticker badge whenever we do something, an outstanding task in the school. It's in essence a very, very basic gamification. So it's been around for a while, right? But I would say the most other where we can apply to industries would be like education, healthcare, marketing, and other like another interesting is it can enhance like long-term engagement by making like mundane things like your day-to-day things like more enjoyable, rewarding. So for example, like one of the like a strong case for why gamification works would be Duolingo. It's a like online language learning app. So it's a Duolingo basically apply gamification to make the learning process not only more fun and enjoyable, but like effective as well. So this is just another proven case of how gamification can make a a a case like learning a new language, which is usually perceived as tedious, right, and time consuming, more fun. So it is another like strong case for gamification that can be applied to other industry. Yes.
Yes, now I'm curious. If you can choose one language to learn, what will you learn?
I would. So I used to, yeah, I used to be crazy about the French language, but I also love Spanish. So like those two would be the two types of language that I'm hoping to learn. Yeah,
Wow, they are so difficult.
they are. I mean, Spanish is quite similar to English, so yeah, I would say it's an easier step. But yeah, French is difficult. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So last but not least, how do you see the future of gamification evolving to enhance long-term engagement?
Well, so like with the sophistication of like sophisticated like technologies like AI, which drives like personalization. I think the future of gamification will involve like seamless integrating with real world experience by using AI learning and stuff like that, right? So this would create a deeper connection between the users and the platform that they engage with. So with like improvement in technology fields like the AI, the AR, I think gamification might very likely become a major part of our like day-to-day life, right? And it could help improve by turning like everyday tasks fun, right? It's as simple as like taking the trash out, like making like getting points for that, some sort of like stuff. So this kind of like helps you motivate to keep your routine as well as keep you motivated and rewarded, right? In terms of intrinsic or like extrinsic rewards. So I think like gamification with these types of tools can make can actually break down slightly, maybe, the barrier between the digital world and our physical world. Yeah, that's just
Wow.
my thoughts.
Yes, it's very insightful, and I'm so great to have you here today. I learned so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for having me. Yes.
I should be the one thanking you. Okay, so thank you so much, Kai, for the insightful content. If you guys have any questions for Kai, feel free to write down your questions under the comment section. With that, I shall end the video, and please remember to subscribe to go on my YouTube. We shall see you in the next video. See
Bye bye.
ya!